Oh, hi, Taurus. How are you doing? Welcome to your foundational flourishing reading for the solar eclipse in your sign on April 30th. So, there's a lot of good stuff coming from the reading so far. Let's dive in though. We'll see. Aries was incredible, as was Capricorn. There's a few. So just I would say take a look at your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs as well, for whatever may resonate the most. So all right. I would like to invite the angels, my guardian angels, my spirit guides, protectors, teachers, and their healing energy to this space. And I ask that it is a safe and brave space that allows for the fullest expression of our light, humanity, ascension, and healing. Okay. So we're going to pull from the Journey of Love Oracle by Alana Fairchild, or Alana. I'm not sure how they pronounce it. Spirit, can I get some messages here for Taurus, please, for their foundational flourishing message related to the solar eclipse in their sign? Guardian of the soul family. Wow, Taurus, guardian of the soul family. Ooh, a lot of goosebumps on that one. It could be that you're coming to understand. I just heard cosmic ancestry. There's a way that you may be connecting to guides that kind of stretch through lifetimes that are a little bit more, that are connected through. I want to say it's not necessarily time. It's hard to explain how it's coming through. The ancient ones, that's absolutely. Yeah, the ancient ones. So guardian of the soul family, the ancient ones. There's something really big shifting for you, Taurus. And I know like you're probably feeling, the eclipse is in signs, and when a new or full moon is in a specific sign, the energy can be intense for that particular sign. And I know the fixed signs may feel the energy of the this particular set of eclipses beyond Taurus. So Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, and Aquarius. The temple. Aries just got that one. Aries got this one, I think. I think it was Aries. Wow. Taurus. Okay, so I'm getting here that there's definitely I'm getting that there's something that is the way that it just came to me was there's this sort of dividing line here, right? Like this is what's happening that you can't see. And then what's happening down here is stuff that is in your 3D experience. And they're kind of speaking to one another. And these ancient ones are the ones that I feel like they're surrounding you. I just got the pull to read that. So I'll read that to you to start. Wow. Or should I do, okay. Okay, I'm going to do this one. 26. You are being drawn to oh my goodness, let me try that again. You are being drawn to kindred, why is this such a struggle? You're being drawn to kindred spirits in this physical world by loving guardians in the spiritual world. I'm getting this, by loving guardians in the spiritual world. If you feel you are leaving relationships behind, do not be afraid. The space that such courageous action creates is sometimes necessary in order to have room for the new to enter your sphere of consciousness. You may also feel that somehow a relationship that seemed to be held back from you is now becoming available to you. There is a great soul love calling you into more intimate connection now. I'm smiling on that one. I love that. It is sanctioned by the divine. It is a karmic destiny to fulfill. There is love that you are to experience in the connection with particular souls predetermined by the divine plan. If you are struggling to feel the soul purpose in your current relationships, take heart, for you are being helped by divine guardians who understand and support the sacred purpose of your relationships. Be open to current relationships healing, whether that means improved communication and enriched experience, or the realization that you've traveled as far as you can together. And know that new relationships are going to be an important aspect of your spiritual destiny being fulfilled. Trust in the divine timing of your life and open your heart to the guardians who help you with unconditional love now. The guidance of this oracle for you is that relationship healing is taking place, in present relationships unfolding, in attracting the right relationships for your future growth, and in leaving behind relationships of the past with a peaceful heart. Be gentle with your heart, beloved. All is well. Wow. Oh my gosh, Taurus. Taurus. Oh, my arm started itching so much. Wow. Do you feel divinely led? Do you feel that, Taurus? I just feel like we're breaking sacred ground here. Ooh, I just got shivers, but like good ones, like goosebump ones. Okay. We're going to clarify this. Wow. Have you ever done readings? I mean, this is like for readers watching readers and others who do readings outside of here, but it's just that feeling where you almost want to take your shoes off or, like your socks off to be barefoot in a sacred place. Like Taurus, that's what I feel like is happening right now with this reading. Thank you so much, Spirit. Can you please clarify these messages for Taurus for the solar eclipse? Our fundamental and foundational flourishing. Interesting. This came out crossing this, and I almost want to leave it there. I I'm almost getting that there's like, it's like, I'm getting this like too good to be true vibe, or like wishful thinking, like you don't want to do wishful thinking. Like this is Seven of Wands this came out over top of it. Like it's this aspect of wishful thinking that you're like, no, that's not possible. But this is this sort of expansion, this beautifully supported expansion. And I think that you might be resistant because you don't understand that the wishes that you think, like it's almost like this attachment. Let's just say it's attachment. The world. Yeah, definite. Like, look at this. Oh my gosh, Taurus. Look at that. The circle, the world, Saturn, and also all the fixed signs. So Scorus, oh my goodness. Scorpio, Taurus, Leo, and Aquarius. Wow. I'm getting that this is about a fixed mentality that you've had. Fixed mindsets to me are about attachments that we develop and build to people or identities that we have, things related to how we move and are seen by others in the world. Sometimes that can be fun and it's a way to play in the energy, but then other times we can get really attached and into this place of requiring the dopamine hit that the intensity of things can give us. But then what we really crave at the end of the day is this intimacy with ourselves and the divine. Yeah. And that's sort of this, like, it's the awareness. It's almost like the coming down from this, we can really get ourselves worked up into a frenzy. Is like coming down from this frenzy of the 3D activity that has really kept us in a state of attachments, and it's understanding, and it may suck a little bit to release these attachments because we're understanding how little they've served us in the first place, but then we're also understanding the ways through to other things that will allow us to I just heard flourish, of course. Thank you, Spirit. Can I get some messages here on the Ancient One, Spirit? I'm hearing guardian angels. So you could be working with guardian angels, the ancient ones. I'm also hearing moss. Interesting. So moss and algae. So algae was one of the first, I guess, I mean, this is gross oversimplification, but could be considered between moss and algae. Algae was one of the first real plants on the planet, and then algae kind of gave way to moss, and then moss really was where a lot of our origins come from. And some moss that have existed underground in mycelial networks that connect and support everything, I've sometimes envisioned as these ancient beings that are here supporting us and holding us and cradling us through these different changes on the planet and through different changes that the planet has undergone, and whether that's in response to human intervention or activity, or the natural world. And this mycelial network, in many science terms, has been viewed, and many indigenous communities and histories believed this to be true before science said it was a thing. 1010, it was on the time. But that mycelial networks and moss and fungi were and are the sort of nervous system of the planet. So I'm almost getting that this ancient ones is like remembering that when we go outside, we are treading on a brain that is so smart. Like, this planetary mind is so smart that it can send messages from where we stand to hundreds of miles away through electromagnetic movements in soil and movements in soil, just meaning signals. It sends signals. It can, affect things. If you look at, there's a thing, a wood, I can't think of the proper term. It's escaping me because so many things are going through my mind right now, but it's called Pando, Pando, and it is a group of trees that is one tree. 1111 was on the time. A group of trees that is one tree. It is one root system. Like, there's not like here's a they do sex the trees, so male and female, or man, whatever the way that they do it, but it's all one sex because it's one organism. So this Pando, this set of trees, is like ancient. It is years and years, and it is many years old. Ancient in its own way. And I'm getting this idea of you being part of this sort of almost like a cosmic mycelial network. I've often viewed mycelial networks in the ground as like, our planetary divinity. Like, that's like we're turning to explore space and the cosmos, but we haven't even explored the depths of the oceans yet. And there's this sort of cosmos of the planet, right? This earthly cosmology, as David Abram has called it. And wow, I'm getting this image of you being connected in a way to this sort of divine ecosystem that you cannot see, but that is central to that flourishing. And I think it's important that you know that if you're here, it means that you are already part of this happening on the planet. You already are part of this. If you sit under a tree, and you touch a tree, it has electrical signals. There's a really great book. I'll pull it off my bookshelf right now because this is perfect. It is called The Secret Life of Plants, and it talks about how they've done studies and things. Now, some people may call it a type of pseudoscience, but whatever. This book in particular talks about how plants respond, even at a distance, to the love that we send them. They respond. It's very fascinating to me. It's an excellent book. It's sort of it's our relationship to plants, and so I'll read from the back so that it's saying it better than I can. It explores plants' response to human care and nurturing, their ability to communicate with man, plants' surprising reaction to music, their lie detection abilities, their curative powers, and much more. So it's like about our relationship to plants. But what I'm getting is this ancient ones, like you're deeply connected, Taurus, to this kind of cosmic network. Like, it's like we're just starting to scratch the surface on research related to moss and fungi. Again, indigenous communities have known this forever. Like, this isn't, that's like worldview. They call it an indigenous worldview until science supports it, and then it's fact, which is a really interesting frame. And beyond interesting, I just feel like it's not, there's a way that it's lacking in its inclusivity of worldviews as fact, if we put it that way. And maybe that's a reminder that your worldview cannot be reduced, or it should not be reduced or made to play small. Like, the way I think about it is, like if you're kind of like the odd duck in a family, right? And you're made to feel, and the odd duck is, I'm not talking about indigenous worldviews now. Let's not make that correlative. That's not what I'm talking about. This is my ADHD brain going woo 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 and bouncing as I channel. So when I think about odd duck, I think about like remembering that you're still part of this ecosystem, even though you may feel like you're outside of it because of the way that others treat you, because of this connection to this kind of more spiritual world and realm. It feels like a realm. But the ancient ones here, Taurus, I think it's very important for you to remember that you are connected. You are connected. And the electromagnetic signals that go through fungi and plants, I feel like there's ways that, spiritually speaking, that process mirrors. It mirrors. And I think that you are experiencing a potential mirror of that in terms of your spiritual development. Knight of Cups. Can I get more clarification here on the Ancient One, Spirit? I think this is also just your support system to guide you through this shift. So we have the Knight of Cups, the Six of Cups, and the Devil. So while looking through this, I got that the Knight of Cups was not a person, but more a guide that would be coming through to help you navigate these narratives or issues with the past. It could also be past life related. Like, I was thinking about time and this sort of stretching out of things. So it could be something related to past life. But I get that there's a guide that's going to help you be in touch with your emotions as this shift takes place, Taurus, or as foundational and fundamental shifts take place. The Devil is here. That's Capricorn energy. I don't get the image that that's the Knight, though. I keep hearing uncle, not like you're like, uncle, like you're like, I'm done, uncle. It's not like that. It's like there's a figure that was like an uncle or is an uncle. Temperance, Sag. I think that this guide that may be coming in for you, Taurus, is helping you to reconnect with I'm hearing the right side of the story of the path that you're on right now. This is also, I think, going to help you stay detached. This is sort of a call. The Devil can be a call to sort of be less attached. And I think that this guide coming in terms of the Ancient Ones here is calling you to, and it's related to Sagittarian energy. I think this is where your expansion is really going to take place, into this energy and into this this growth that you're going through. And Jupiter energy I'm hearing as well, and related to the wheel, and this sort of wheel turning in time being a total illusion, but our inner child still exists nestled in it somewhere. And I think that that's really, this is sort of the coming together of these disparate parts. It's almost like a soul retrieval process. Wow. The energies are off the charts today. I love it, but wow. I almost get that this guide, so this is something else that just came through as I was touching the deck. This guide is helping you to process things, and that the manifestation of balance you will know, because there's something about Sagittarian energy. It could be placements in your charts that are activated. It could be people. It could be Sagittarian time. So December, but November, December. But I'm really getting, it's because of the Capricorn here. I'm thinking like the nestling together of the two, right? So yeah, December. Why? That's, yeah. I feel like there's something to do with Sagittarian energy that will make this process visible to you in the 3D. Whatever that means. I don't know. Like I said, I'm channeling and this stuff's coming through quite fast. So, and then we have the Temple. Four of Pentacles on the Temple. Four of Pentacles on the Temple. Spirit, can you clarify this for me, please? Thank you. I just heard, hell no, we won't go. It's almost like there's a hesitation. There's a hesitation to step into this this energy, this sort of like, I'm getting this like celestial home, this cosmic home, this internal, like this home that you have accessible to you through a crown chakra, through that sort of expansive energies beyond you. Spirit, can you please clarify this just a little further for me? Thank you. Six of Pentacles. Don't let hesitation be the thing. Don't, like, there's like a hesitation, and it's almost like you're reading your hesitation as indicative of the path that you're on, and you're reading your hesitation as being connected to the right or wrongness of the path. But there needs to be some more subtle discernment of the nuance between the path and your beliefs about what's possible and what is inherited, what you inherited along the way, Taurus. Because I think that there's going to be a way that you will hesitate. And hesitation is like, when we think about consent, it's hesitation means no, right? That's, you don't push in terms of consent in the 3D. But this is more internally focused. So this for you is an internal shift where you're recognizing that your hesitation has not always been the most reliable source of information before, because it has left you feeling stuck and in this kind of perpetual state of indecision. But it's almost like, and it has been, hesitation has been a way for you to avoid things. Two of Swords is indecision, but in the way that I see this is you can put the swords down and you can also choose differently, right? So this is also avoidance. And I think that hesitation can get you in this avoidant energy. And I'm getting the Six of Pentacles as being something that you may have inherited as a pattern or as a belief system. So Taurus, it's okay for you to let go of that. It's okay for you to let go of that. Yeah. Like an ultimate release here, and moving forward. I also get that this is giving you a sense of direction as well. Empress in the Moon, a sense of direction where you couldn't really see the process before. I'm going to put these down on here as well. The Chariot, the Empress, and the World. This is giving you a sense of direction. And I think it's leading you right to, I'm getting that this is almost showing up as the moon here. And the moon could be the full moon in Scorpio happening after this one. So I think that this is, oh, the light just went out. I get that this is a sort of process where you are sifting through information and you're trying to make a decision with 3D tools that is really only possible to integrate with a higher connection. And that can be to spirit, that can be to your guides, to angels, whatever it is. But there's like, it's almost like you're using a compass when what you need is your North Star, or like something like that. I heard North Node, and that's what I wanted to say. So if you have Taurus in North or South Node, that could mean something to you specifically. But the moon can also represent psychic gifts and psychic ability. This can also represent a sense of surrender. So I think it's almost like you're surrendering to the journey, the Chariot, Empress, the moon, surrendering to the journey. And that's what is also bringing in this greater sense of balance. But don't forget that I feel like there's a guide that's coming in, or that is around now, that's kind of hanging out, that's helping you to navigate this shift. And that's where it's coming out on this Ancient Ones. I think that this, don't let the night energy, or like the playful ish, it's not a page, but like this energy of the night, it's like been around a while, like to the extent of like, you could even say like Ancient Ones as in like some Knights of the Round Table shit, like older energy. And it could be that there's a guide that's coming through. If you look up stories of that, that time and that era with the Knights Table, the Knights of the Round Table, that kind of thing. I don't know why that's coming up. But nonetheless, just be on the lookout. And not on the lookout as in like, it's a warning. It's nothing like that, Taurus. It's just more so there's going to be a way that you'll be able to recognize. Like, how will you know the guide is around you? I think it has something to do with Sagittarian energy. Sagittarian energy. You won't be able to see it. It's going to be an inner recognition, the moon, but it's going to move things forward for you. Wow. Okay, so I'm going to pull some cards from the chakra deck. Actually, you know what? Okay. I'm going to pull 2 more cards because I'm curious about this flourishing piece, because this is like massive internal shifts, Taurus. Queen of Pentacles, so stability. I think this is going to make you feel more stable than you have in a long time. The Seven of Swords popped out as I said that. And I think this is going to make you feel more balanced than you have in a long time. And there's going to be a need for you to trust in the process. To trust in the process, I'm hearing. Yeah, trust the process, death. The process of rebirth, really. And that's, yeah, the Four of Wands was on the bottom. So it's like trusting the process of rebirth, and then it's actually leading somewhere quite secure and stable for you, even though a lot of this energy is very, very pulled back and a lot, and much more elevated in its origin in terms of frequency and vibration. So I think that this is really just a call to lean into the transformation, knowing that you can't fully lose yourself in it if you're understanding attachment, if you're understanding this. It can be that easy. I just heard it can be that easy, Taurus. And I do get to that this is possibly something to do, like as a sort of the way that this kind of fell out and then the story continued down here. So it's almost like this went down and then just spat out a little bit. I'm getting from this that there's a way that this could be, like just as an aside, it could be something that's facilitating love. And love as in not general love specific to romance. The Empress is a card that speaks to romance, and the Four of Wands speaks to a stable partnership, be that in business or some kind of contract. But this is really calling in some kind of stability, particularly because of the Queen of Pentacles here. Wow. Okay. That's perfect. I wanted to get a sort of forward motion because there's a lot of change here. Death is coming up for, I think that came up for a few signs. Spirit, can I get some messages from this deck for Taurus for their fundamental and foundational flourishing? Peace of mind. So as I looked at this, I heard there's like, this is like the gateway. It's almost like this is like activation energy, like kicking things off. So, and just this first, I was looking at this first part here. I didn't read it fully, just glanced at it. So just understand that that's what came to mind. This is the third eye chakra. So peace of mind. I heal the poisons of my mind that limit and deny me by aligning with pure and honest thought and belief. Whatever that gateway means to you, my darling Taurus. I joyfully recognize when I am thinking limiting thoughts from my conditioning. I realign with thoughts and beliefs that serve my growth and well-being. I choose to question my perspective and think loving, supportive thoughts. I am peaceful. So from this, I'm seeing that there's a way that it's like that's sort of some of the reprogramming. I'm just hearing template shift and template realignment. And there could be a shift in how some of your auric bodies, like auric layers, have been misaligned and they're being realigned. I spoke to that in, I think it was the Capricorn burning question reading. But just how I had to do that relative to ADHD and my sensory experiences being neurodivergent. So greatness. I like, love, and accept myself. I am wonderful and talented and know that greatness resides within me. I harness my greatness and show up in the world. I allow myself to be seen and heard. I cultivate my genius and observe with love and excitement as my greatness makes a positive difference in the world. I am wonderful. This is almost like wonder-filled is what I heard too. I think this is something that this guide is helping you to remember. But it's not a person. Like the guide isn't a person. The guide is an energy that is pointing you towards someone, that's pointing you in a direction. So it's like a directional, like I'm getting hermit vibes, and the hermit is the teacher and the healer and the guide. But this guide, this King of Cups, is not This King of Cups is not is not embodied. Knowing. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is a crown chakra card. It was just on the bottom of the deck. And like, my goodness, the amount of, third eye and crown chakra and throat, like the higher chakra cards are incredible for these readings. So for the greatest good of all, I trust my knowledge and wisdom and the higher knowledge and wisdom available to me. I am an aspect of universal consciousness. I know myself to be part of the whole. I now grow beyond my previous experiences. I am wise. That's the Knight. Like, I feel like this is that Knight energy, but I feel like this is helping you to see that about you. Like, that's what this energy is doing here, right? It's reminding you of your wisdom. So I'm going to pull from the Miracles, the Course in Miracles deck, Everyday Miracles by Robert Holden. All things are lessons Spirit would have me learn. All things are lessons Spirit would have me learn. It takes great learning to understand that all things, events, encounters, and circumstances are helpful. I think this is a real call to for detachment in order to see the lessons of things without getting attached to the outcomes, as though the outcome is the thing that is the lesson, as opposed to the process to the outcome, if that makes any sense at all. That just came flying out. True abundance is an inside job. Okay, by spreading loving energy, I attract more love. I almost feel like that, like I got this image of like the Knight, like this Knight of Cups speaking to this. By spreading loving energy, I attract more love. Whoever this guide is not only incredibly loving, one, but two, very caring for you, very nurturing. I'm hearing careful with you, but not in a way because they're fearful. Wow. Taurus, that's your reading. Wow, this energy is amazing. If this resonated, please like and subscribe. It helps me to grow the channel. 3232 is just on the time. And I so appreciate all of you joining me here. That the channel's growing, and I'm really grateful for that. That's just the coolest thing ever, that everyone is giving me their eyes and time and, sharing energy here. So please, like, subscribe, comment. I reply to every single comment that everybody leaves, because I think that is wonderful energy that you're offering. So thank you for that. There are other ways you can connect with me on the channel as well, so do check out the other videos. But Taurus, if this is where we part, I hope you have a fantastic and most wonderful solar eclipse. Take care.